Alright guys, so I'm going to do a review of a comic I've always wanted to read, and I finally got it thanks to going to Tate's and seeing their wide book collection, and I'm going to be reviewing The Incredible Hulk Tempest Fugit. This is kind of an important story to Hulk comics, because it has about two things going for it. One, it was the big return of Peter David to the Hulk books, even though it was about only 6 issues, a 5-part main story, and a 1-issue one and done. So this was like Peter David's big return after he had left for so long for the character he basically immortalized. And also, this kind of acts as a giant retcon too, which is fascinating. I'll get into. Yeah, so let's talk about Hulk Tempest Fugit. So this story begins with Hulk ending up on an island and encountering all these different characters, like the Grey Hulk. He encounters Fig Fang Foom. He encounters a younger Wolverine from his first appearance. He encounters other people, and he's more or less on this island, slowly trying to discover what is here and what is the big who's the big person, big problem, the big villain who's behind it, while also encountering two humans, one named Ripley, another named I forget her name. One second. Frick. I forgot her name, but yeah, sorry. I tried looking it up. I was like, I don't have time for this. I'm so professional here. But yes, the girl actually is more important than the guy for a multitude of reasons. But yeah, so Hulk in here, Hulk is actually is smarter in here. This is a smarter Hulk, and this also is probably one of the most depressing Hulk stories I've ever read, because it also delves into like a secret history with the Hulk and Banner, as well as, like I said, it's a giant retcon for the previous run that had happened. The previous run being Bruce Jones's run. Bruce Jones's run with Mike Deodato was a controversial story. Now, there are some things I really do like about Bruce Jones's run. I will admit that there are some things in there that I'm like, Jesus. Where I'm like, yeah, I'm just like, Jesus, this is a lot. Because, just for reference, like, they make Absorbing Man, like, he takes over people's bodies, like, absorbs their minds and becomes them. Betty came back from the dead, basically. It's like she faked her death and also surgically changed her face. Doc Samson lost an eye. There was a lot. It was a lot for people, so I guess people just didn't like... there are some things I like about the Bruce Jones run. I will admit it's not my favorite, but I do think there's a lot of cool stuff and a lot of neat stuff in here from that era. But they basically just retcon this, because I'll just tell you right now, the person behind this is Nightmare, and the girl is his daughter. Essentially what this is that Nightmare has more or less kept Hulk in like a massive dream state for a hell of a long time, and now Hulk is waking up from it and getting loose. I like that also, like, you don't... It really does kind of, like, you figure out real quick when it's all, like, you know, they mention dreams and whatnot, and you're like, oh, it's Nightmare. Like, it's really just Nightmare behind all this. And when Hulk is, like, fighting his way and trying to get at Nightmare to make him confess, he's like, you know, he's trying to, like, make himself look like, oh, it's Betty, I'm trying to save you from the leader, and then he becomes Mephisto, and then finally he's like, oh, fuck, fine. It's me, Nightmare. Yeah, Nightmare doesn't like Hulk either. And a Doctor Strange, and basically Nightmare reveals that everything in the Bruce Jones run was a giant, was never happened. Or maybe it did. Like, this way, basically, you say, oh, that didn't happen, or this happened because that was real, and the rest of it was just dreams from Nightmare. Which I think is a bit of a cop-out, but yeah. The fights in here are really fun. I especially like the fight between Hulk and Foom. Yeah, Peter David, this is the... Because I actually own a comic where Hulk fights Fing Fang Foom in another story, and that one's also a little horror-based, like this one. But getting to the other thing, the other secret origin of the Hulk is that the other thing is that we delve into Banner during his high school years and living with his aunt before she got married. And yeah, we more or less find out that Hulk has always been a part of Banner, which again has always been kind of a thing, and Hulk has been kind of like his imaginary friend who he talks to, and even kind of like manipulating him, even so much as to trying to bomb the school. And I'm like, holy shit. But it's really depressing because everyone is so ungodly mean to Bruce, even to the point where the principal is like, yeah, we can cover, like, some of the students nearly murder Bruce the first time before he builds the bomb, and he's like, and he tries to, like, threaten and bully Bruce and his aunt to the point where she almost goes crazy, and at the end of it, and they're like, what about Bruce? He's like, Bruce who? So it's kind of like ungodly evil for some reason. Yeah, this one really hits hard, but also I really do enjoy it. It was definitely a book I've always wanted to read. Tempest Fugit is definitely a hard-to-find book. I found it at Tate's. If you do find it, it's about $14. Maybe you'll find it like a bargain bin or something, but it is definitely worth it. The one-and-done story is actually has artwork by Jay Lee, and it's very much a horror story. It's very much like a straight-up, like, scary, straight up like Hulk is a monster in the shadows kind of thing. So I think it's pretty neat. So I think this is a pretty fun Hulk story. If you find it, that's really cool. And again, it's Peter David coming. This was Peter David coming back. I will say, if you did like the Bruce Jones run, this is kind of a middle finger to you. But yeah, I guess that was marching orders from Marvel of how bad Bruce. Because I do know, like, Bruce Jones did some stuff that, like, people were like, that's not Hulk right there. But anyway, so there you go, guys. That's my review of Hulk Tempest Fugit. You guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of it? And other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.